half of the people wrote in the comments, "This drawing is so bad, this is so inaccurate, please, my eyes are burning, let me die." And I'm just like, bro, what? Hello everyone, my name is Will, and today we are looking at some of the artworks I made in 2022 as well as some of the artworks I made in 2023 because my iPad space is absolutely crying and I need to delete some canvases. Procreate is taking up a majority of that space. Yeah, it's time for me to clear out some shit, but not before I show you guys. I already did this like a year ago, so we won't go into all of the files. If you are curious about the old stuff, feel free to check out the video, I'll link it. I guess let's begin with one of the most iconic pieces of 2022, which was the Scara boss artwork. Funnily enough, this artwork was actually supposed to be an animatic. Like, I had this storyboard here where you have, you know, like Scara with this little tear running down his cheek and then a bunch of dead bodies. And then you have the traveler here who's walking up to Scara, and then Scara is like, "You're here for the Gnosis too, aren't you? Well then." And then I have this little animated sequence that I'll show you in a bit, and this is where the boss drawing originated from. Let me show you the little part that I actually animated, where he's like, "You'll have to come and get it." I think that's still a really cool idea. I don't know if I'll ever actually animate anything for it. Some of the boss design stuff, like the colors, thumbnails, let me see if the other stuff is still in here. Yeah, this is where I made like very rough thumbnails to kind of figure out the pose. The folder is called Befall because the animatic that I wanted to do for this was going to have the Befall Honkai Impact soundtrack as music. Then we have another very iconic animatic, which is now the biggest video on my channel for some reason, with like over 2 million views, like holy crap. Which is the animatic where I throw Primogems at Scaramouche. I'm sure you've all seen it. Honestly, I completely made this on a whim, because I had this idea and I thought it would be funny for Scara to use his hat as like a shield against me throwing Primogems at him. And apparently everyone else liked it too. Let me take you through the storyboard for this. Yeah. And I already made a second part to this, I guess, with his new outfit, which was actually just a comic, so it didn't have a storyboard. I just, you know, cut it apart later and then it became an animatic as well. This is one of the things where I really don't want to delete the files because I'm afraid that like one day I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh no, I need a GIF of this specific thing that I animated, but now I can't get it anymore because I merged all the files and got rid of the editable stuff. And that's also, I guess, part of the reason why I'm making this video. So if I delete stuff and it disappears, then I guess I still have some recollection of where to find it. Okay, here's some more animatic stuff. There's some of the older stuff here as well, like the skateboard one. I think that was already in the last video. I also made this little animatic where the Harbingers are after Scaramouche. And I really like the backgrounds for this, and I hope that some people found it funny. Okay, now this one is an unfinished animatic that I don't know if I will ever finish it. I had this idea when Capitano was revealed, and so we have this little storyboard where Capitano was like, "Any last words?" And then the Traveler is like, "What's under your mask?" And then Capitano is like a little bit taken aback and like, "Haven't heard that one in a while. Alright, since you won't live to tell the tale." Takes off the hat or mask or whatever, and then it's just a woman. And she's like, not what you expected, but then she still kills the Traveler. Also, kind of funny concept. I don't know if I'll ever finish it. Let me know if you guys want to see this. Then we also have the streaming folder, which is where I dump all of my thumbnails / make them actually. This is like all of the YouTube thumbnails that I use. Yeah, I just like making cool thumbnails. I think it's pretty fun, and it's also satisfying to kind of look at your channel and see that all of your thumbnails look interesting to you. Harbinger, you got that. This is another animatic. I believe I don't have the storyboard for this anymore, but I do have the raw line art. So in case you guys were curious about that, this is how the line art of that animatic looked, because I had to separate a bunch of objects, and so obviously they're gonna look very funky if there's no colors in there. Also very happy with these. That animatic was honestly, like, it's so satisfying, and the colors and everything, it just works together so well. In order to properly put all of this together in DaVinci, I need to separate a lot of things from each other. So you have, for example, body separate, hair separate, and then for child we have the cape, the arm, body, another arm, the head, hair, and there's just a lot of shit that needs to be separated, which is what makes it a little bit tedious. The random folder is pretty much just what it says. I dump all of the stuff that doesn't belong anywhere else in here. So for example, this is where I will make memes of my own art. He's just a little meow meow, guys. Don't worry about it. Or where I make stuff like this, where it's not really an artwork, but it doesn't really belong anywhere else, so it's just in a random folder. And also, this is a drawing of a Scaramouche outfit I dreamed about, which I found very fucking funny, especially because this was a dream that I had before the new Scaramouche outfit got revealed, and I was just hoping that it did not look like what he looked like in my dream, because no, hell no dude, no thanks. And we also got other memes in here like, wow, I sure love the new Harbinger refrigerator pants. I am so funny, you don't need to thank me. And you know, just dumb stuff like this right here, that's pretty dumb. For the commission folder, I don't think that much has been added ever since I made the last Procreate tour video. That's mainly due to me closing commissions for a while because I needed to chill the fuck out and work on not being burned out. So yeah, I closed them and they are currently still closed. One day I will open them again, I swear. But yeah, I got some cool opportunities like designing this book for a very cool person. The Live2D folder is also pretty much what you think it is. There's just stuff that I later put into Live2D or that was meant to go into Live2D in one way or another. Like the Aster artwork, for example. I think this is where I was working on separating all of the different parts so that I could animate it later in Live2D. If you haven't seen the animated version of this, I can also link that. It turned out really cool. I'm especially happy with this one because Aster is one of my few characters that I have, and I hate him, but I also love him because he's an absolute bastard. I really hope to develop my OCs more this year and maybe even make some OC content on the channel, we will see. Ooh, and this is where we get to the Raptor era. Now, if you guys have never been to my streams, you may have missed this, but I made myself a Live2D model. I designed him, as you can see here, I was trying out silhouettes. I made a little mock model that I could use to try it and figure out how to rig the tail. And here's a shot with a little hood on. And just in case you're curious, this is how the model turned out. Again, I can't really show you the whole thing on my iPad, but it's pretty freaking cool and I'm very happy with it. And now I'm still in the process of rigging it. Okay, let's hop back into the 2022 folder. I already showed the beginning of this in the last video of this type, the Aster artwork, which I already showed. And then moving on, right after that is the Deus Valentine's drawing. Deus is another one of my OCs. He's honestly just the big dumb man. He's just a dumb man. If you guys need someone to go out on a date with and you don't mind dumb men, then this is the guy you want to go to. I think most of this year was Genshin fan art, so you have Beidou. This was an artwork for a Draw This in Your Style challenge. And then a little D-Luke drawing for my friend Leo, who is a D-Luke main and an absolute D-Luke sim. Ooh, this is where I designed my Genshin outfit for Deus. I love this so much. like, you guys probably already know that I love Genshin and I love the Genshin character designs, so it shouldn't be any surprise to you that I made a Genshin design for my character. But yeah, this was really fun to kind of get into the headspace of how Genshin designs characters and kind of going for a more complicated design and even designing a weapon. Honestly, I thought the weapon would be a pain in the ass to make, but actually it was pretty fun, so... And we will get back to that design in a little bit. Sort of an older, like, prototype drawing of my, I guess, VTuber Sona? Question mark? This was essentially the first iteration of the now Raptor model. And I still really like this drawing, however the design is like a little bit lackluster. Here's an Ayato drawing. And then we have shitposts, because yes. Help, send help, please, god damn it, look at this face, I hate it, goodbye. Now this I completely forgot about until I saw it today, and it's an animatic about a situation that happened to me and my friends in Among Us. So this happened in Among Us and it was so freaking funny because it's such a Leo moment that, like, I murdered someone right next to her and she asked me if I did it and I was like, no, that wasn't me, and she was like, okay. And then I won the round, I think, so it was very funny. And I think Leo was upset afterward. Yeah, now we're getting back to Genshin days. This is where I made his splash art. So I started out with thumbnails, as I often do. And this is the completed version. I honestly am so proud of this. I over-rendered the tigers a little bit. Like, there's a little bit too much detail going on, maybe. But it looks really cool, so... yeah, whatever. Sometimes you can get away with a little bit too much detail, especially if it's about Genshin, to be honest, so... yeah, I also really love his expression, and the way that I shaded his skin is just very satisfying to me. If you guys are curious about this character, or his Genshin story, or how I made this artwork, go check out the video. I literally made a whole video about it. Same for some of the other artworks, by the way. Now this is a Honkai Impact Star Rail artwork for Himeko. I don't think Star Rail is out yet. I'm really excited to play it. And funnily enough, I made this artwork to apply for a thingy on Hoyo Lab where you could essentially get some Honkai Star Rail merchandise, and I ended up actually getting one of those really fancy, like, big fabric mouse pads with the Honkai characters on it, and it's so cool. I love it. Oh yes, this Scaramouche drawing. This drawing was made for a person who at the time had more Primogems saved than me for Scara, which at the time must have been around 150k. And I like asked on Reddit and Twitter if anyone had more than me, and they DM'd me, and they were the only person who DM'd me. So yeah, I made this drawing for them. And yeah, I ended up going all the way to like 230k Primogems before I did my Scara pulls. So that's fun. I have him C6 now, I'm very happy. He's a cool character, I love him. Then there's also sometimes just, you know, like random drawing practice stuff. I think it's funny because some people are like really surprised, like especially my friends, I feel. They're really surprised when I do like a practice drawing with a reference, because I don't usually do that. Why is it a Tori in there, dude? Because I don't usually do that, but it's actually not very difficult to me to like replicate stuff from pictures, if that makes sense. I should do that more often, to be honest. It's also very chill. This was from a drawing request stream I did. I should probably do some more art streams sometime. I was drawing requests from you guys that were in chat that day, and for some reason it turned out looking like a movie poster, which, you know, pretty funny. Don't know what the movie is about, but... And then we have a Genshin adoptable. So I designed this lady because I wanted to make an adoptable. Like, I haven't ever done that in my life, so I was like, okay, it's time now, I'm gonna make an adoptable. So I made an adoptable. I was honestly unsure if anyone would buy her because, you know, I spent a lot of time and effort to make her design, plus this artwork. And I also don't want to, like, underprice myself. Someone ended up buying it, and I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. I guess people like my designs. And yeah, she's been sold off and she still looks really cool. Another random practice drawing. I honestly don't know what I was trying to do here, but it looks kind of cool. I just did like, I think I just drew the guy and then I was like, I want to try to see if I can make it look like he has some gold stuff on his face. And then I was like, I'm gonna try if I can make him look like he has a scar. I feel like the gold was pretty successful, but the scar is a little bit like, okay, looks like something, but yeah, could be probably better. Yeah, no idea how to render scars. I'll have to brush up on that in the future. Ooh, this is when the Harbinger trailer dropped and we didn't see Skara. And I was sad because the uniforms were very cool, so I drew him in it. This drawing took me like 2 hours, I think, so that was pretty crazy. This is a little Niji-sanji drawing with Aya and Scarlet. I love the fact that they've been on Twitter for like a day when this came out and they were just being gay as hell, and I was like, oh my god, yes. Good lesbians, we love that. Also take note of some of the like names here because sometimes I just give them funky names, like Pant Alone. He is just a little lonely pant. And where's the... yeah, there it is. I made a funky little magazine overlay for this one. And in this one I drew myself as a Genshin character. I think if I did this again, I would do it quite differently, especially because I did this before I made my model design. My model design was definitely inspired by this, especially with like the suit and the hood and the little armor pieces and the glove thingies. That's all inspired by this artwork. We have some more studies. This is before I made my Live 2D model. I just wanted to kind of figure out how to make hair look really cool, and I think I managed to do it, so yeah. Material studies with a little Sammy edit in there. Yeah, I do want to work a little bit more on my rendering skills. And again, like, it's not very hard for me to like replicate stuff from pictures. But if you told me to draw a texture like this from my memory on some object that isn't a ball, I would probably struggle a lot. So it's not like I'm an art wizard or anything, it's just that these kind of studies are pretty easy for me and I kind of need more of them to absorb the material into my visual library. Also, these are very, very cool and I still really want to try to draw these because my god, hello, what are you? I have no idea, but you look really cool, so yeah, maybe I'll do that. I feel like during this entire video I've already found like 5 things that I want to try again or like continue or redraw or whatever, so that's fun. Then we have a little Beiguang artwork that I want to have a big focus on like jewelry. Next up is a Zine artwork that I'm not allowed to show you guys fully yet. If you want to see the full thing, I will post it probably within the next month or so on my Twitter and Instagram. But the Zine has not been shipped yet. It's like a calendar Zine, so it's actually just like a physical calendar. I got the month of June with Ito, which is funny because June is also my birth month. And Ito is one of my favorite characters. So I'm just gonna show you guys a little snippet of the artwork. I think this is fine. I think they won't murder me for this. So this is probably also one of my favorite artworks of 2022. It's just really cool. I like the background. I like that it's so dynamic and the colors and the rendering and the fact that it's Ito. So yeah, very happy with it. Also, can we talk about the little angry cookie in the background with the gang members being scolded? I'm still patting myself on the back for that one. I just think it's so iconic that Ito's just sitting there chilling and Cookie is like talking to the gang members. Random sketches. Now this is Aster once more, and I think there is yep, okay. So I am thinking about the universe that Aster and some of my other OCs exist in, and I wanted to have like like a essentially death, like a Grim Reaper character, but it's just a lady, very old immortal lady, and she has a like Cerberus butler who used to do her job but then retired, and you know, now he's like serving her. But I thought it was I thought it would be funny if he kept like some of the wolf attributes, so when he like annoys her, or when she wants to be alone or something, or when she just wants some amusement, she just like throws a little ball and he cannot stop, he cannot help himself but run after it and like bark. So that's pretty funny. I love them. Hopefully the universe will let me make more OC content this year. I really want to. I really want to do some world building and character development and just write something, write stories, make something, animate something, draw something, literally anything. I will make some form of content for it. I really want to. Ooh, yes. Okay. So this is a drawing that I made once the, was it 3.2 stream dropped, where we got Scar's boss design, and I was like, oh my god, yes. He gets a big mecha. And so I drew this also like really quickly. I don't know how fast I made this, but it was really quick. Then we have some memes like toothpaste and Dottore. Like, I'm sorry, okay, but they gave him a new design and now he just looks like a toothpaste model, okay? You cannot prove me wrong. He doesn't even have the sharp teeth anymore, man. And this drawing was based on a dream I had, where for some reason Scaramouche was playing the violin in a cave. I also made a video about that one. I think it's like a really cool drawing. And you know, funnily enough, on the video about this, there were so many people who wrote that they're violinists. And I swear to God, half of the people wrote in the comments, oh my god, I'm so happy that you drew the violin and you drew it so well and it looks so accurate, and it always makes me sad when people don't draw it right, but this one looks really good. And then the other 50% of people were literally like, oh my god, the posture is horrible, this is wrong, that does not look like a violin, this drawing is so bad, this is so inaccurate, please, my eyes are burning, let me die. And I'm just like, bro, what? How can there be 50% of people that are like, oh my god, this is so accurate, and the other 50% is like, oh my god, this is so inaccurate. Which one is it? Am I doing it right or am I doing it wrong? But in the end, it doesn't even matter because I'm not a fucking violinist and I don't want to draw anatomically correct violins. That is not the point of the drawing. So yeah, and I think the only reason that like 50% of people even said that it was accurate, even though I know nothing about violins, is because the pose was 70-80% ish taken from a reference picture, like a woman posing with a violin like this. So yeah, otherwise there would have been no chance that it would have been accurate at all. Okay, this was the first drawing in October. I tried doing like a modified version of Inktober, where I think I wanted to make a drawing every 2 days, and I made a prompt list for them as well on my server. An Astro drawing that I still love an unreasonable amount. Like, look at this goddamn face. Look at this man being crazy. I really want to make more content for this character. God damn it. Then we have a Dottore. Scaramouche being a little bit traumatized by his past. Some VTuber fan art. Arlecchino. I think this is my first Arlecchino drawing, actually. It's not anything special, but I do like the line art for it at least. And another VTuber fan art. This one I love. This one is, I think, my favorite of the Inktober drawings. Maybe battling with the Astro one, because the Astro one, while it is not very rendered or anything, the expression on the Astro artwork is just everything for me. And in this artwork, I really like the pose and the lighting and stuff. And that was, I think, about the time that I stopped myself from continuing the Inktober drawings, because I was simply overwhelmed and burnt out and I needed a little bit of a break. I need to slow down, and so that's what I did. I think autumn of 2022 was where it got pretty bad for me regarding burnout, so yeah, until now I've definitely worked on it. I've gotten a lot better, so that's good. Then we have historically accurate Scaramouche, which I also have a video about, and it's pretty funny. Shapeshifter Sino drawing, yes. I just wanted to make a cool artwork, and it turned out pretty damn cool, so the kind of golden colors with the purple and the turquoise just mashes so well. And it also didn't even take that much time, I believe. It was pretty quick artwork. Ah yes, more memes. I love this one. Absolutely love this one. It's so dumb. I had this idea and I needed to do it. It was absolutely perfect, and yeah, here we are. Love it. Perfect, blessed, cursed, whatever you want to call it, but it's perfect. Oh yeah, and this is the animatic that I made when I changed my social media handles. In case you guys didn't know, I used to go by TerraArt online, and now it's VildrArt. So I thought, hey, why not make an animatic where I kind of metaphorically kill myself? I did that, and it's on my channel, and it's kind of funny, and yeah, it exists. This is where the new Scaramouche drip, or I guess Wanderer drip, got revealed. Very cool outfit, although I will always mourn his old outfit. This is still a very cool outfit, and I also like the artwork. I think at the end of 2022, I was really trying to kind of work a little bit on composition and like dynamic poses and like camera angles and all that fun stuff, because I just felt like my artwork tended to be a bit too stiff or like uninteresting regarding that. Oh my god, this is one of the artworks that I made around the time where we got more Scaramouche backstory with like the little trailers they dropped and shit, which was all like really angsty, and I was like, oh my god, I love him so much, my poor angsty boy, he's so precious. Also a little bit of vent art, to be honest. Ooh, and then we have another study. Do you guys know who this actor is? Can you recognize him? Funnily enough, we're rewatching Hannibal right now, and I absolutely love the show. It has to be. It absolutely is one of my absolute favorite shows of all time. I don't know, man. The vibes in Hannibal, the like character relationships and dynamics, and the absolute like weird chemistry between Will Graham and Hannibal are just like, oh, it's such a like good angsty vibes. And all the like manipulation shit. Oh, I love it. It's beautiful. Well, definitely one of my inspirations for my character Astor. So definitely gonna keep some stuff in mind for my own stories. Okay, this is pretty random. I think I was trying to do some studies of how other artists draw Scaramouche, or like eyes in this case as well. And then I watched a friend of mine, Semi, hello Semi, if you're here, if you're listening to this, hello, feel called out. And I was watching Semi draw, and they had this brush inside, which I thought was like really cool. So I literally recreated that brush in Procreate, and it's just really cool because you can kind of shade things going from very like sharp to kind of feathery, especially if you make the brush a bit bigger. One of my favorite brushes now. I am using it quite a lot. And there's another animatic. This is the Scara Angst animatic. What did I end up calling it? Ashes? This is the Scara Ashes animatic. I also don't believe I have the storyboard for this anymore. I only have like already like some of the artworks for it. This was an animatic that definitely came from my heart because of all of the Scara Angst and because he's my favorite character. And this looks very funky right now, don't worry about it, this is how it's supposed to be. Yeah, sadly it did not get a lot of traction, but you know, what can you do? Maybe people just didn't like vibe with the Scara Angst vibe as much as I did. I know that some people really liked it, and that's nice, that's good. Social media can be a gamble. This was sometime at the end of November, where in my Discord server we essentially organized an event where artists would draw something for each other without like knowing who they were getting something from. This is an artwork I made for the person that I got assigned to, which iconically was Cami, who is a friend of mine. And yeah, so I drew Jimbo for her, as I do, because Jimbo is best boy. And it's pretty cute, it's pretty funky. And I tried a little bit of a different approach to rendering and drawing in this one. This is super random, okay? I walked into the bathroom one day and I was like, wait, there's this like weird perfume bottle, and for some reason the like reflections and the lighting on the bottle looked so cool to me that I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a picture of this and then I will draw this. Obviously it didn't say Scaramouche, that was just me being funky. It's really cool to do studies like these sometimes, they're just kind of satisfying. And the last, and in my opinion best, artwork of 2022 is of course God Scaramouche. This drawing, I've already said it many times, is my absolute favorite of the year. It's just the vibe, the story, the background, the lighting, everything about this. I love it. It's beautiful. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit for you guys so you aren't able to really view these in like big resolution. Do you guys want to see his feet? Are you guys into the feet? Huh? Are you guys simping for his feet? That's kind of sus. It's kind of sus, bro. God Scaramouche, very cool. Also made a video about this one, so if you're curious, go check it out. Absolutely love this one. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's good. It's great. It's beautiful. Love it. And then we also have the stack, which I cannot show you because it contains a lot of art that is not YouTube friendly. So we will just pretend that that's not there and move on. Now to the last folder, the freshest folder, the little baby folder, 2023. Obviously not much in there because the date of recording is 10th of January. And I think for the fact that it's been 10 days of this year, that's quite a lot of artworks to have in the 2023 folder. First up, I actually made an OC literally first day of 2023. I love her, she's scrunkly. She's like a botanist character who's like obsessed with plants and like hates people. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm going to do with her, but she exists, so that's pretty cool. And then I made an artwork for Scar's birthday because, you know, he's my favorite character, as you may have noticed. Actually, this artwork was inspired by the name I gave him in game, which is Suisen, which stands for daffodil in Japanese. I just really wanted to make an artwork that kind of showed why I named him, how I named him. And I think this artwork is very, very gorgeous. I started this before 2023, but I finished it in 2023, so that's why it's in this folder. And actually, I did plant a daffodil on his birthday in my garden, so we'll see if that grows. Hopefully it will. Maybe it will be the smallest of my daffodils, who knows? I don't think it is though, I think it's actually one of the ones that grow a bit taller, so inaccuracy right there. Then, of course, made a dumb meme, as I do. I might make a continuation to this with the other harbingers. Sometimes you just gotta make some memes. That's just how it is in life, man. And then I made another OC, which is funny because I don't think I've made OCs in ages. So this is Dr. Darcy. They are going to be part of the story with Aster. I have this vivid scene in my mind of them like pressing their face against some glass and like making like a crazy expression. I love them. They are insane. They are absolutely crazy. And they are way too smart for their age. They are absolutely using it for evil, so I love that. And then the last drawing of 2023. This was a drawing that was born out of the fact that I was rolling on the weapon banner, and I said if I get Ayato's weapon, then I will draw this for a friend who really likes lesbian Genshin content. And so I drew some Rosaria x Layla, and it turned out pretty cute, honestly. I really like the pose and like both of their expressions. I think it's very iconic. And yeah, that concludes my Procreate tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was entertaining to you in some way, or inspiring, or whatever else. If you guys like my art, always, of course, consider following me on Instagram or Twitter, where I post art pretty frequently, or join our Discord where I oftentimes share my work in progress stuff or tell you guys about upcoming projects. Hopefully now I will feel the courage to finally purge some files off of my iPad because goddamn is it stuffed full. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Will out.